We're
We're
live!
live.
Today is Wednesday, December 5th, and I'm here with Mike and Matt. Yeah, Mike, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so actually myself, what I've just been up to, I did push the cucumber test refactoring thing, but then something else is failing. There's a different test that's failing on that. So I tried figuring that out yesterday. I wasn't able to. I wouldn't say that I'm blocked because I haven't given it so much. Yeah. And then, so the reason I just pushed it is because when I run the tests on my local, they take so long. So I just pushed it up there, like you said the other day. So I just pushed it to see and go check if anything fails or passes. And yeah, I found that something else is failing. Then I started reading the Rails 5 test prescription book from
Nice.
the very beginning. Yeah, so I want to catch up with us where we are at the weekly meetups, but then yeah, so that's what I've been pushing and pushing and pushing. So yeah, just the Rails prescription and the failing test. And then today, I think I promised myself I must do some RFM before we have the weekly meetup later tonight.
Nice.
So I want to do that. And then also yesterday during when you guys were doing the React thing, I checked on some. I started doing. Okay, there's this React course that Federico shared with me a few weeks back. So yeah, I took that time to move some inches on that course so that I can understand whatever you guys are doing when you say React DOM, when you say all that stuff that you do there. So I just wanted to get like a little bit of sense. Then maybe come next week I'll be joining the calls more regularly. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but yeah, that's that's how it's good. So today I think the main task is the RFM, and then
You're going to work on the
join.
D3 stuff?
Yeah, sure. I would love to.
Let me check my schedule. Maybe we can meet like that hour before the RFM meeting and we can have a look together. I mean, I think like I sense it's something that's kind of new for both of us. We might not be able to make a lot of progress, but we have some places where we can we bettered the seeds file so we can have some historical data. I think you even improved it even more. And so we can have like a little bit of a look at what it looks like at the moment. And then we can, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe what would be sensible, I'm not sure if the ticket can wait or, it's a refactoring ticket. I don't think it's that huge of a priority, but Free Code Camp has some stuff where they teach about D3, So
yeah,
I don't know if we could go through that and try to see if we can learn anything.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
I need to see it. I mean, yesterday I thought I was gonna have more time for stuff than I end up having. So I don't know. I need to see what's happening. We have the So I guess that's it for you. You said not really any blockers, but there's that test that's still failing, and plans.
Actually, it's failing on another.
Yeah, I've just actually had a look at that. I think I can tell you why it's failing if you want. me to tell you?
Maybe I'll ask if after I feel I have enough research.
Or what the problem is. I mean, there's something that you changed that you made slightly different about the step definition that that is causing it to fail, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know if you want me to. I can give you more information if you want. So yeah, for me, things are good. This morning had that meeting that you came to as well, the locus part, like getting started meeting, with the Koth and in Sede, and that was good. I think it was positive. And yeah, Okoth has gotten set up on the project, and I think they both have kind of something that they can work on. Although it would be nice to maybe to have more tickets to work on for Locus part. I don't know. I mean, I know Joseph started working on something that he was going to finish, and maybe one of them could help him as well. I don't know if Joseph comes to this meeting, I can ask him about that. Yesterday, I ended up staying up really late. Actually, it was like I think I started yesterday at like 8:30 in the morning, and then I finished at like 1:30 in the morning. So it was a really long day. And like we're dealing with Met Plus and just DevOps issues in general, but the thing that's being most affected is Met Plus, and I have like a client meeting with Chet tomorrow, and he reported some issues that like, kind of 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago that that we're trying to work through. And yeah, and so we're at like 98% on the box, like is it completely full. And then I was able to like go in there and run a bunch, like some different commands to remove like images that were not being used, and remove containers that were with like a status of exited, and ones that were like status of restarting. And I was end up able to get us down to like 78% or something like that, I think.
Okay.
And then I pushed up the Docker file, and it built, and it got, and Sam is here. Sam!
Whoa, yeah!
We're actually still in the Scrum because we got about a 10-minute started 10 minutes late. And yeah, it's good that you're here, so you don't have to don't need to listen back to the.
And you're not on your bed.
Yeah, you're feeling a little bit better.
Get in there. Get in there. I'm harnessing my chi to like overcome the cold virus. It's like my hands are glowing yellow. I know what's happening. Watching too much Iron Fist. That's
yeah, I was gonna say. I think he must be Iron Fist. And Joseph is here. Joseph. All right, so I'll carry on. So yeah, I was able to get the box down to. I was just sharing about the DevOps issues that we're facing at the moment, and my valiant efforts to make a difference. I was just saying I was up till like 1:30. Yes, this morning working on clearing stuff off the boxes, and and I got down. I got like 98% down to like 78%, I think, on Met Plus, which is not a small achievement. And yeah, like but then I pushed up. I pushed up the deployment branch of Met Plus Cruncher staging. Well, yeah, the development branch to Met Plus Cruncher staging, and it got past that issue, like where it was not running through the Gradle process. We think because of a lack of space. And I got all the way to the end, but then it didn't actually deploy because there's a environment variable that João set there that's not actually in the environment variables. So I don't really know what's supposed to be in that. It's like a Java options. So I've put there on the channel and said that I'm available to push it up whenever I know what's supposed to go in that. And then yeah, I moved off. Come on now. Some projects that Paradox. I moved Paranauts off of the Net Plus. I deleted Project Greeterbot production off of there. I deleted because it's on the AVP box, and I also deleted the Agile Ventures React because it's on the AVP box. And then I moved over Paranauts, but like I tried pushing up Paranauts to AVP and it failed the build. I don't know. I mean, all this is there on the DevOps channel. People can read what I said. I'm just kind of repeating myself. But the point is that like I was able to create a Docker file for the Elixir, for the Paranauts, which is an Elixir project. I'd never done that before. And I mean, it was basically just copying and pasting actually some work someone else had done. But the point is that it worked. And then I pushed it up and there's like a massive difference between like pushing up a Docker file, and it was like 300 megabytes versus 1.4 gigabytes on the NetPlus box. So that like is even further proof that we need to Dockerize our apps if we want to use Doku and not run out of space like so quickly. And I think that's probably a priority because, you know, we don't want to be starting, I don't think we want to be starting new VMs for like 20 different VMs for the different projects that we have there. Anyways, also learned a little bit about like Docker ignoring stuff that that like is not necessary for the deploy, and so it keeps the image size down. So that was good. I need to basically do that with the website one Docker Dockerized deployed instance. Yeah, I cleaned off, like I got the AVP box down from 70% to 58%, something like that. So saved us some space there as well. And I did some NHS Wiki stuff yesterday, changed some stuff on production, which is always good. I kind of didn't know if I understood what you said, Sam. So I didn't do a deploy to production because I thought it's not a huge rush and I can do it tonight. And yeah, today we have the website one meeting, we have the NHS Wiki meeting, we have the RFM meeting, we have pairing sessions. Hopefully we're going to keep working on React stuff because we got a little bit derailed yesterday. I was able to create the event instances API though for Daniel so that he can keep doing what he's doing, which he's doing great stuff. And blockers, I have. Oh, so then I also started moving over to the Charity Commissions API repo as well. And yeah, for some reason I can't import the database. I exported it from the AV box, but I can't import it for some reason. And I Dockerized that as well. And that also gave further proof that it was like a third of the size of what it is on the AV box. And yeah, so I'm blocked by that. That would be nice to have a look at. And I had an exchange with Sam about the Grape API stuff, which is still kind of a blocker as far as getting the test to pass. And yeah, that's what I'm up to. That's what I'm blocked on. That's what I did. And I choose Sam.
Hey.
I talked to Joseph yesterday.
All right. Yeah. What day is it? It's the 12th month and it's the 5th today, isn't it? There we go. Yes. I've been unwell. I hate being so inconvenient, but immune system upgrade, I guess it's got to be done. I dragged myself out. I was always Google like how do I get well faster. The first time I saw it says like a little light exercise, so I ended up going to the Harrow Women's Centre where they gave me coffee, and yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. Yeah, yes, I will will myself to believe I'm getting better. Yes, so I went to the Harrow Women's Centre and helped them recover their emails. So we did the email recovery. We haven't moved the domain names over. Actually would like to have done that because we hope to start working on that in the mob on Friday for web dev. But yeah, I was there late and then it took a long time to get the emails recovered. So anyway, more still to do. We'll do that next Wednesday. Try not to do too much. Yeah, I managed to report it. Like, I'm canceling a meeting the NHS client today. I was going to have a meeting with one person. Just, I think that'll take on too much. We were going to have it. So I was canceling the trustee meetup that we were going to have tonight. Just because I think I need to not take on too much. It was enough to go out to the Harrow Women's Centre. Yeah, that's there. Am I blocked? I think that the blocks are all the ones that Matt has mentioned. I mean, still, I'm in this. Yeah, we seem to be making good progress on the accounts. Thank goodness. I mean, my block is I'm just like now, like months and months behind on reports that I should have, and people are not busting my balls for them, but I'm just kind of like getting into more of a state of like, I've done these reports and they're hanging over me and it's awful. And just, I don't know what I'm going to do to sort those out. Plans, I guess I'm hoping to consolidate today. And yeah, it would be nice to just like help Matt with these things and like, yeah, just check that we're moving forward on everything. Okay. Yeah, that's me. And I choose Joseph to go next.
Yeah, so yesterday we did the React Braille chat. No, sorry, not the Braille chat. React front-end for site 1, and then I also joined the Anvil call, but a bit late. But I watched the video today, which was pretty. It was pretty nice, actually. Right there, with some really nice feedback. Yeah.
honest feedback.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't brutal like how you say it, guys. It was like it was actually nice. I liked the call. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be me. Yeah.
Gonna pair later on React stuff, Joseph.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, I had a new a local support getting started meeting with Okoth and Sire today, and they're looking like for tickets to work on. So I was gonna say if you did want to pair on that ticket that you were working on, and wanted to like see if one of them wanted to kind of like watch you do your thing or you know and help you out, that would be really cool.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, no rush or anything, but yeah. Cool. So I think that's us. You're not blocked by anything, Joseph?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So Joseph, you need to select who goes next.
Oh, there's no one left.
Is Mike already gone? I missed Mike. Oh, okay. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah. Did Mike? Did you have any blockers that I should put on the list here?
Okay, so maybe I can go again. So, so like yesterday, I did the resolution on the how do I call it? The refactoring. Okay, it was the refactoring of the cucumber tests feature. So I made the changes, but then the tests are failing elsewhere. So I'm just going to look back and see why they're failing. Matt already says he has a clue, and I'm just holding his clue back so that I get stuck, and then I'll ask him. And then I was on the Anvil call and the TDD mob Rails 5 TDD, and also started reading on the Rails 5 test prescriptions book yesterday, and yeah, just to get better with the aspect tests. And yes, so today we are planning on working with Matt on RFM. So maybe meet up earlier on and see what we'll do on RFM, and then join the mobs, like any mobs that will be on. And
yeah,
then,
the Elixir mob I forgot to talk about.
Yeah, the Elixir mob, and yeah, I think that's it from me.
So yeah, there's no. You were saying earlier, Mike, that there's no blockers. You just had that test that was failing that you wanted to try to kind of try to figure out if you can see what's happening there.
Yeah. Sure.
And if not, I can help you out.
Okay.
I guess there's another blocker, Sam, that it's not like it's not an immediate thing that is so critical, but we haven't been able to like have a local support meeting together for some time because of extenuating circumstances. But like we're kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just an annoyance for me, but like we're kind of with that Google info box decision that we need to make, So yeah.
Yes, it's frustrating. Yeah, ideally I would have been at the meeting on Monday. I mean, particularly, for various things. But yeah, so I mean, I guess is the Elixir mob starting in like 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to start in 10 minutes, but that's if Federico starts it on time.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess like where can I be of most? How can we most usefully spend this 10 minutes if we look through these list of blocks here?
I mean, I think the Java ops is something that just Jerome can help with. I think, unless I mean maybe you can, but
I was just thinking that we did. I feel like we set that up previously. So I was just.
It might be in Heroku. I don't have access to the.
Well, I was thinking that we've got. I don't know. There's like if you do a search for ops on that.
Yeah, I did
channel,
that.
So you can like there's a few things in there.
On the Slack channel, you said?
Yeah. So here, like.
Yeah.
So I've got.
Oh, okay. Cool. Nice.
I mean, I see there's a few bits and pieces. I mean, like I just recall João and I working on this before and having issues, and then I think ultimately, I mean that was how we were setting it. Like you can see, like I mean that was for like doing extra logging, and then but anyway, just I think doing a search for ops on that. I mean, sensibly one would read the the discussions around what we were saying to each other. But yeah, so I think that there is. I mean, and as you say, João can get involved in this, but if you don't hear from him, then potentially there is some helpful information.
Yeah.
In there. So yeah, I mean, I guess if we just take these three different things apart, without diving into them, I mean, this one, we can. That's. I guess you put all of the. Have we got the commands for that in the DevOps? What you've been doing on that? It's in the DevOps channel, or there's a charity commission channel as well, actually, that we have. Like I mean, you were saying that you had trouble. I'm just wondering, when passed on Slack, I would superficially just sort of struggle to know where to look immediately. Have you been chatting about the trouble of that?
No.
In a particular channel?
I didn't. I mean, I didn't realize I was struggling on it because like I put it to export and it took a little while, but then it exported, and then I put it to import and it was like kind of looked like it was hanging, but it was like kind of that thing is like is it just like taking a long time to import because it's quite big, you know? And
Yeah.
and then I kind of like left, I took a shower and I came back, and then it's like I kind of realized I went and looked at the logs and stuff. I mean, the short answer is no. Like I haven't documented.
No, good one. Yeah. But I guess this is in the context of moving the Charity Commission API from the AV box to the AVP box, right?
Yeah.
That's the context of all of that. I mean, I guess it's obviously something we want to work out, but it's not like critical path in terms of, I mean, what we, obviously we can address it. Go on.
To be honest, what would make a bigger difference about on making more space on? I mean, we've gotten to a place where it's not a like a fire anymore, I think, but it is something that like reminded me that maybe like getting stuff moved off that box is a higher priority than I was giving it. And like there's 4 different like async stuff that's on there that's taking up like 6 gigabytes of space. So I mean, that's something as well, like that it would make a big impact. It's like I mean, there's that async voter, and then there's the charity commissions, and then there's that one other the greeter bot. No, maybe the greeter bot. Yeah, the greeter bot. And then once those are off, then it'll just be Met Plus by itself.
Right. But I mean, it's kind of like we'll keep tapping away at that one. I mean, this one seems like, I mean, we're not going to like, I think, magically solve this one in 5 minutes. So, I mean, that one I can, have another tap at.
We have that one meeting as well that we can talk about that.
Yeah, the Google Info Box one for local support. I guess the situation there is that that the Google Info Box is blocking, like the Dockerization of local support. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, you can Docker, you can build it, but then you can't visit and I mean, maybe it's just a matter of like debugging why it's not getting copied over properly. But like it's with a lack of time, it's easier for me to just tell people to add it locally than it is to debug why it's not.
Right. So we've got there's a manual fix at the moment that people get stuck on. It's not ideal. So there's, I guess, so for this one we're looking for either we want fix the Docker to work with Google Info Box, or like find an alternative for Google Info Box.
Well, I mean, I guess like the easy fix would just be to add that file locally and develop,
Go on.
And then that would just solve the problem. We would work with Docker,
Okay. So, is there any downside to doing that?
I mean, I think I don't know. I feel like we have had this conversation before, which I don't expect you to remember because you're busy and it was a while ago. Like we wouldn't add the file locally in Docker. We would add the file locally to our project. Like it would be there as one of our JavaScript.
Oh, right. So this is the thing where at the moment we've got this set up with both like what was it even called? I forgot what it's called, but NPM and the previous thing Bower. And like they are there. Like we've got all this infrastructure to like load one thing in, and it's like oh yeah, if we were going to be adding like loads and loads of other stuff, okay, that infrastructure would be important. At the moment, it seems like this is the like almost most complicated part of the asset pipeline thing that's set up for this one thing that could just be like put in the vendors thing.
Yeah.
So I would say if we can just get it done with the vendors, then
I mean.
Enough.
Sorry, I mean, this is probably a split, like, it's probably not a distinction that matters, but like where I was adding it was like the app assets, JavaScript, Google Maps directory. Like we have a Google Maps directory. And then if you just add the Google Info Box to the Google Maps directory, which makes logical sense to me, like then you can just require it from that local file and it just works, And it works for people locally. It works for people with Docker, and then, and then I guess is a question of if we do that, then why do we have NPM and Bower?
Which we could basically lose. And then, because potentially I would say given the state of the project, like we don't, the future is very unclear. about what kind of demands are going to be on there, and maybe we would be adding in yarn or completely different. I mean, I think it's definitely time where we can say we'd be reassessing it. I mean, I think there's an argument to say that if this Google, that we should put it in vendors to indicate that it's not code that we've written, that it's code that someone else wrote and we're what have you. At the same time, if sticking it in vendors is then suddenly very, very tricky, yeah, just least path of least resistance is fine by me. I think we can't. I mean, yeah.
It shouldn't cause a problem. Yeah. I can try it out, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the past I might have been saying like, oh, maybe we don't want to like remove the whole NPM and Bower or what have you, but I think, the absence of any sort of pressure from the main client or the follow-up client, where I think in this context we can maneuver it to make it, in the absence of pressure from the client, the end client, we should do what makes it easiest for us to onboard new people and just make progress. So yeah.
I mean, the other alternative, there is a Google Maps info box that we can bring in through NPM, and I started playing with, but it would require like rewriting our maps.js like JavaScript, but that could be something that that Joseph would love to help with. I don't know,
yeah, but I mean, I think that's. I mean, we can do kind of this first. I mean, I think this seems like a simple thing, and that maybe allows us to remove the NPM Bower stuff, so we can remove the like alerts about Bower, and then when and if we want to use NPM or yarn or what have you, I think we can reassess at that point. It's like, let's do the simple thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. So I guess I don't know if you're planning to go to the Elixir mob. I guess that the other implicit sort of block was this thing about local support. Shall we be doing a sprint on local support next week? Like in the ideal world, I would have been perfectly well on Monday, and we could have used the local support meeting on Monday to like preparing the board, talking about whether we want to have the sprint. I mean, in the back of my mind, there's kind of this, the chat. It would be lovely to make progress on the charity commission stuff. Although having lost the first 2 days of this week, I'm kind of like, ugh. I mean, I've got this other thing of like my blocks on these reports, which are related to like, the newsletter and like there's this big stuff here in terms of the report, in that as part of the report, it's about me reviewing like the status of all the AV premiums and making sure that they are, I've reached out to them, that they're okay, checking in with them. I mean, that's part of kind of the service that, as I've got busier, has kind of fallen away. And, we ultimately, in the long run, we start losing people contributing as a result of not doing that. I mean, it's also like updating the data on all the AV premiums so that like the incentivized people are reaching out to the right folks and other stuff there. Yeah, so it's I mean, I think, as I've been saying before, I mean, it sort of connects to the newsletter. Like for the people who are not actively involved and they're still paying the premium subscription, I think we need to be making an effort to say, look, your funds here are really being used to do great work, and to the extent that we fail to do that, then people are more likely to say, well, what are these folks? I'm just giving this money there. Who knows what they're doing? We know what we're doing, but if we're not communicating it. So it's as much as I'm sort of more excited technically about the Charity Commission API, I kind of feel like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I haven't managed to listen to the retrospective yet or think about the, plans for next week. And I'm obviously in a bit
I made a direct plea to you in the retrospective, so you'll have to listen. But
yeah, I will. But so I'm definitely up for more sprints. I mean, I guess the question that we might talk about is what sort of sprint are we looking at for next week, or do we push it off a week? Or
the reason I said something to you in the DM about having a conversation about this is, so next week I'm on Thursday. I'll be around Monday through Thursday, and then Thursday night I'm traveling to Itu. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be off. My first 3-day weekend in a long time. And then,
you deserve it.
And then also then after that, then that's like the week after that is like the last week before Christmas. So I was hoping to organize together with Joseph a sprint on the React front end for the week before Christmas.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how that. I don't mind sprinting 2 weeks in a row, but also like if next week we didn't do a sprint, but we did like I don't know if we did admin week, or if we did if we did a sprint, but you're only partially involved, or like I don't know.
Well, I mean that sounds fine to me. I mean, I think we've achieved a lot with the different sprints this year, and if you want to have the sprint the week, a week back and have it focus on the React stuff, I mean, and I think people are excited about it. I think that sounds fine. Yeah, let's do that, and then I can like use the it means I don't have to be like massively committed to a sprint like next week, and it means that I can maybe try and make progress on this myself next week. So yeah, sounds fine.
Yeah, and I think like I'll be able to make progress on the charity commissions API stuff. Like I've already done some stuff that, and yeah.
I mean that's the thing. It's like if we don't have a sprint next week, it means that on the Monday, we can have the local support meeting, and
I guess like maybe I'll start adding stuff to the Trello board as well, because like it seems like I don't know, a huge priority, but it seems like for the AVP, so we don't run into the same situation on the AVP box. Like it seems like we should be having just the Docker file version of local support or anything really. Like I think it's worth taking a minute longer to be able to push to deploy and get it to where it's like much smaller than to rush it and get it up there and then just run out of space, because like that's in our ongoing pain points, and at some point might actually become a pain point, because we have projects we want to deploy everything on Doku, and then having done all that work, we can start getting bills from Azure,
Yeah. I'm convinced. I think the thing to watch out for is the time sync. That if something is working, and then like, but yeah. I mean, I think maybe the thing to do now is to look at the. I mean, again, it comes back to our what are the overall priorities. I mean, I guess I'm more at the moment in my mind. I mean, I haven't been looking at the space thing, so I'm less worried about running out of space than I am about. I mean, at least when we ran out of space previously, we were able to address it in the short term by cleaning up the old container images and so on, and I got it myself from like 98% down to 70% on the AV box. So it feels like it's manageable. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic to be chipping away at that in the background, moving things off, boxes that are supporting paying customers. God, my arm brain. Yeah, and making it so that making everything more lightweight. That all sounds great. I'm just trying to look for the Trello board. I mean, I guess the thing always to be thinking about in the context of all of these things is, what are the top level priorities? I mean, I guess to me at the moment it's coming back to the premium members. I mean, the React front end, in the long run, I think will contribute to that a lot. We've done a lot of these ones here. Yeah. So,
I mean, yeah, like I think that I want to have it to where like kind of every day or or close to it, I'm doing something to move forward on the NHS wiki stuff. I think I went back to like trying to have a little bit of a look at like hacking some solution to making the search more prominent on Vector, and yeah, I just kind of like didn't run into it and didn't really find something easy, and like goes back to like I think hopefully you can get some feedback from like when you're ready, I can push it back up to develop, and you can get some feedback from your client, and then I can spend some more time or not on that.
Yeah.
And
I think it sounds like we can get into that in the NHS wiki meeting. I mean, I guess that Mike's gone off for the Elixir. Yeah. Is there? I was thinking like in terms of the priorities and things. I mean, we've got like the the moving, the not, that's in progress. You're working on that one.
I guess the Met Plus fixes probably maybe should be moved up, because like I have a meeting with Chet tomorrow, and Joan seemed mildly stressed about how we need to get.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can carry on chatting about these things. I mean, is there something that? I mean, I'm kind of sort of thinking to have like a break now and have a bagel and like, because I guess we're talking when would the where's it? My brain's not working. The website one meeting wouldn't be for 2 hours now, would it?
Yeah, that's in 2 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, is there anything that we need to immediately sort out?
No, I don't think so. I think I'll join the Elixir mob and kind of like try. I've been joining meetings and doing DevOps in the background.
Yeah. That's
because DevOps has a long feedback cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about it.
I'm pretty impressed though that I was able to like able to Dockerize like several apps at the same time as like deploy them. It's like
multitasking.
Yeah,
good stuff.
It's nice. So hopefully I didn't break any subtle functionality on the.
Yeah. We'll get there. We're getting there. We're moving in the right direction. You're doing amazing work. I'm really pleased that you're having a 3-day weekend next week. That sounds really healthy.
I guess like one thing you didn't hear is like I was hoping this morning actually to run to the store and buy a mouse, because my hand's not it's not doing me any favors, like and I don't know, like I mean we'll see how it goes.
Well, maybe instead of the Elixir mob, you should go and run to the store and get that mouse.
Can I do that in the background?
I mean, if you have the right wireless connectivity and a heads-up display, it could be easily done. I guess I'd say so. I think the important thing we've decided is that we're not going to do a sprint next week. That gives us more flexibility. What that means is a lot of the bi-weekly things will need. I mean, they're going to need resetting for Christmas anyway, but that's just we're going to be mindful of. I mean, I didn't put any event list in the thing in the general channel. I guess I'll do that now. But yeah, cool. Well, anyway, I'll see you in the website one meeting. Have fun getting a mouse. I recommend the mouse.
Yeah. I think I can do both actually.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Okay.
Cheers.
Bye for now.